Okay. Color cubes. Hey, Janet. How you doing? Hi, Kat. Christy, Angie, Fritchie, Tori. Oh my goodness. I don't know if this is too close. Maybe not. Maybe it's not too close. Let's see. Pamela, Missy, Zinjin, happy Memorial Day. I printed out, this is what I usually post on Memorial Day. This is one of our relatives' flags that we have in our house. And I made this some years ago, and I just kind of keep posting it over every Memorial Day. Let's see. Christina, Marguerite, Green, Arlene. Hey, Arlene. Barbara, Chicken Pot Pie Society, come in a singing. Terry Brett. Missy. I try to catch everybody as best I can first thing. Let's see. Let's turn this just a little. Here we go. I caught everybody so far. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Hubster's home today. He's off work today, Memorial Day. We had a big storm overnight, so my garden is good and watered. I didn't post an updated garden picture. I just posted, where's my phone? I just posted some of the harvest that I got from the tomatoes. Because it's kind of starting, probably by next week you'll be able to tell a difference, but it's, kind of all looks the same every week for a while. But let's see, here it is. See if it'll come up. Okay, let me go over to my photos. Instagram is just, don't know about old Instagram in this room. Let's see, here we go. So I posted some pictures of I posted the pictures. There's my little gnome, my little gnomey world that Samantha got for me for Mother's Day. And I posted some of the tomatoes. I got a better picture. Here we go. There's a better picture. There's some of the tomatoes. The harvest. Got a bunch of cherry tomatoes. I have a bunch of regular tomatoes that are green. So, and I don't do fried green tomatoes. Let's see. Yeah, we had a big storm come through overnight, Arlene. Probably not as bad as yours. It was more north, but yeah. Hi, View, Lisa. Say hi to the Christies. So yeah. Hi, Annie Main. Good to see you. How you surviving the overnight storms too? Or are you not in town? You may not be in town. Annie Main travels. Well, she used to travel. I don't know if she still does, but okay, so you did have the storm. Yeah. I didn't know if you were in town or not. Hi, Joanne. Let me sip of my lemon water here. Get my yeah. I could do a conspiracy chicken, Arlene, but I won't. Janet's onto the conspiracies at the moment. Oh my gosh, she showed me, and y'all will have to watch today. I'm hoping she'll show the one she showed me. Doing the conspiracy theory art. Oh my gosh, Janet, it was so good. Y'all have to, I'm not going to say any more. Y'all just have to watch Janet at 1 Eastern. Let me click on Janet. Here's Janet. There's Janet. There's Janet M. Young. She comes on at 1 Eastern. Let's see. Okay, so you're heading to New York City tomorrow. Okay. Sorry, guys. Once I got to get, I start talking louder when I'm streaming, so that means my voice is, I got a Fig Newton over here. Oh, let's see. Zeely. Hi, Zeely. Have you gone down the rabbit hole? Oh, I could add to your list, Janet. And links. I could add links and books. Just let me know which one. Oh, let's see. Hi, CB. Don't talk and eat a fig Newton. Hang on. Just a minute. Yeah. Hi, Keeks. Let's see. What was CB saying? Weather change your plans. Sorry, guys. Oh my God. Let me mute. Oh my gosh. Gonna choke here. Yeah, CB. We did not go anywhere. Let's see. See if anybody else I missed. You don't know what a fig Newton is, Green? It's a little cookie. I get the strawberry ones, but they were originally all fig. They're little cookies. Here, I've already eaten half of this one and choked on it. They're like this. They're little cookies. Let's see. Missy. Did I miss anybody? Oh, I think I got everybody. The call hubs drop here and give me the Heimlich maneuver. Yes, we have blueberry, I think, and strawberry and fig. I only usually get the strawberry ones. Hubster likes the fig ones. I like the strawberry ones. Yes, Tori. Okay. Without coughing anymore, hopefully, or I'll mute if I do. So remember today's Memorial Day, and I know y'all know that, but I did print out my flag picture that I post every year. Oh, they don't have them in Australia. Okay, Green, I gotcha. Well, y'all got stuff in Australia. We could ask Janet. Janet, what's something that they have in Australia that's unique to Australia? Janet or CB could answer too. Janet, CB, Zandra, they went to Australia a few years ago to go visit Jen Oz. And then Zandra also went and had some workshops with Jane Davenport in Australia. Oh, I haven't seen cranberry Newtons. Zeely, I'm going to have to try to hunt those down. I haven't seen those in my grocery store. I'd love a cranberry because I love cranberry. I drink cranberry juice every day. Let me put some more water in my cup here. Let's see. Okay, Janet said meat pies. See if there's any more. And then CB said she agrees with Janet. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to try to do quite a few things today. I did try to pull everything. And if someone will remind me, I have it sitting back here because I'm not doing color books today. But I have the last of the Moon Valleys to give away. I've already given away 2. This will be the 3rd one that our faithful Mess sent us. So I'm going to give this one away today in US, and then international. I've been cutting pages out of these books by Tim Jeff's art color books for international. So if someone will remind me, probably about, I don't know, 11 o'clock, if we haven't done it by then, to do the giveaway. Let's see. Let's see. I think I only have them around Thanksgiving and Christmas. Oh, good grief. I hope I'm not going to be coughing the whole show. I'm trying to mute every time I cough, guys. And it's because I was talking while eating a fig Newton. Let's see. Yeah, we have the blackberry. Oh, okay. I don't know about the blackberry ones, Arlene. We have blueberry. I think we have blueberry, fig Newton, the regular fig ones, and strawberry. Hi, Dot. Anybody else I miss? I'm just trying to scroll back, see if there's anybody. Brooke with an E. Make sure I try to say hi to everybody. Dawn P. I said hi to Zin Jen. Okay. I think I've said hi to everybody so far. Thanks everybody for being here. We'll probably have a light day because it's a holiday weekend. So and it's early. People probably slept in. No, Angie, I'll go back and read it in a little while. It's way scrolled on back now. All right, let's see. All right, let's get crack-a-lacking. We got to get going here. All right, so let me move my little picture here. I'm still working on my Zandra dog. Her Zoe. I'm going to try to finish her up this week. Try to finish up Zoe this week. What else I got back here? I've been reading on my mystery, my antique mystery, and also a couple other books. I did post some books in the weekly post tab. Let's see. Okay, thanks, Dot, for stopping in. The ladies, it's about the ladies in chat. I don't know, Angie. I'm sorry, I missed it. Okay. I did get some more of these little wood instead of the circles. I got some of the rectangles here in the basswood to do some little collages on. Maybe we'll do that on Wednesday. So my plan for today is to make some here's some more stuff I got to show. To make some Masterboards. Let's see, let me adjust this light here. The camera. All right, the white's let me move that out of the way till we get ready to do it. It's going to mess up the lighting. Camera does not like white or black. All right, let's see. I did finish these little postcards I was working on last week, and I varnished them. So that we started last week. So yeah, they're kind of just simple little postcards with some gouache and some stickers and nothing really. I did a little bit of doodling on them, but pretty much they're just some little mixed media collage little postcards. I'll paint the backs black. So I got some of those to give away at a little future date. So I got that. I got all my happy mail except, and I know I had her address at one point, Karen Schwartz. If you hear me or if you watch this video later, I cannot find your address anywhere. I wanted to send you a thank you, but I cannot find your address. So I need her address. Yes, Terry, I will do prompts before we get started. Good idea. Let me reach up here and get them. Good idea, Terry. Alrighty, so I give y'all 5 prompts every Monday. Thanks to Terry reminding me. Terry reminding me. All right, today is 5/26. All right, let's see what we can pull here. Let's just pull. I just pull a little stack and take 5 off the top. Let's see. Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, there were just some quick ones we did last week because we pulled out the gouache. Thanks to Kathy Berg. So, all right, here we go. Let's see what we got here. Compass, space. These are already right up my alley. Miro or Miro, you know, the artist Miro. Toucan and ruffle. All right, so let's write those down. Compass, space, Miro. I love his art. I've seen it lots of times at my museum. I probably have a book too, a book on him. Like I should have, well, I didn't know I was going to pull his name today. And ruffle. There we go. All right, so there's our prompts for the day, or for the week, rather. Yes, your prompt fix, Terry. I'll put it in my Society of Idea Collector notebook. I always keep them. Even if I don't use them at the moment, I have them at the ready, you know? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to make some 12 by 12 masterboards to cut up into 4 by 4s. So I have a little stack of them over there, but I don't want to show them. I think I'll just wait. So we're just going to go ahead and do some. So I'm just going to lay out some papers here just to protect my surface. I could get out wax paper, but this will do. Just to have some, and I'll adjust the light here in a minute. All right, so what I'm going to do, I got my color cubes out. I already pulled one and the colors to start with. We'll pull some more in a minute, but I just wanted to get started so we didn't have to take time to pull paint and all that. I already started, I started this one. So pulled this color cube. There's what they're calling them. You know. All right, and then I pulled the colors. Okay, pulled the colors for this round. And what we're going to do, the project at the end is going to be 4 by 4 cards. Now, you can, from your masterboard, you can make any size you want. You can make artist trading cards, 2.5 by 3.5. You can, I think I'll do 2 at a time. You can do art cards, 3 by 5. I'm doing 4 by 4. You can do 4 by 6 postcards. You can do you can do art journal size. You can do, you can do whatever. So what I'm going to do though is we're going to just do messy. We're going to do scraping. Where's my palette knife? Here we go. We're going to do some scraping. Of course, you could use a card. Maybe we'll do some with a card as well. Don't try to use the number on here. This has already been used. And, maybe do some scraping, maybe some, rubber tipped, what you call it. I don't know. We'll see what we want to do. All right. So we're going to put down the paint based off of the color cube colors. And then we are going to add stencils. Hang on, I pulled a few here. We're going to use stencils. They're not washed, Janet. Well, she's not surprised. We're going to use stencils. I also pulled a bunch of the Stabilos and the Jane Davenport. The Jane Davenport colors. That doesn't matter if it falls. They just push it back in there. These are awesome. They're so soft and they're so pigmented. So we got those. I just, I got some ink over here. It's mixed media, people. Oh, I even pulled some of the what do you call it? The Daniel Smith watercolor sticks here. I got some soft pastels. I have more soft pastels. I don't love soft pastels, but I do have a box of them, but I probably won't pull them out today. I will just use whatever's here. What else? So yeah, there we go. If y'all have any questions, put them in caps. Hi, woman. Adria, I think Adria. Hi, Cat and Paste. Tell him. I said hi to Missy, Brenda A. Who else? Anybody else I missed during my coughing spell? All right, so what we're going to start with is the colors, of course. Here's the colors. I'll put them right there. I don't want to get paint on them, but there we go. And why is it dark right there? There we go. It's that. All right. In no particular order, I'm just going to put down a little paint. We're going to do 2 at a time. Let's see. Let me move over a little. Let's move everything over just a little so I can do 2 of them. There we go. All right. I'm going to put down a little bit of paint. We're going to just do some paint, scraping. We're just going to play. We're going to play today. Play date. This one, the cap, I noticed is clogged up. So I'm going to just take the lid. Oh, there's probably that. We're going to put down just a little color. I'm going to do 2 at a time. And I'm going off of the color cube here. Oops. Maybe if I put it right there. Okay. So, and you can also, I'm not going to do it today, but I've done these before where we've added collage with matte medium, glued down a bunch of collage and stuff. I did get some, I do have one thing to show y'all after a while. I did buy something, and I'm blaming Bitty Penny. I'll show. I'm not going to use it on this because when I do this and matte medium, and we got to dry in between, it's going to take a long time. You like it messy? And so, but if y'all remind me in a little while, because I wasn't planning on using it, so I don't have it right in front of me. It's behind me on the table. Bitty Penny enabled me to purchase something. But we're not going to do collage on this today. However, you can do collage on this. You can use your collage papers, your jelly prints, your music paper, your book paper. You can use all your collage stuff, all the stuff. Okay, let me make sure I got my baby wipes all handy. And let's see if we need a little bit lighter, maybe. Let's brighten it up just a tad because of the white paper. If you have questions, hi text. If you have questions, put it in caps. Make sure you have all messages selected at the top or you won't see all the chat. And there we go. It's going to be messy today, people. It's going to be messy. Just saying. But we're going to, the end product, what we're headed toward is 4x4 cards. Again, that's just the size I picked today. You can do any size cards. Like I said, artist trading cards. You can do postcards. You can do whatever. But we're going to do 4x4 today. And what's nice about 4x4, I don't know. These are five. Let's see. What is this? Is this a 5x5? Let me see. 5x5. 1, 2, 3. No, this is a 4. So they're going to be this size. This is the size they're going to end up being. 4x4. Okay. And what's nice about that is you can use them on cards. You can use them in your art journaling. You can use them in lots of other ways if you cut them a good size like that. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm just going to start by scraping out all the colors that I just put down. And you can also take a baby wipe and smear. If you don't want the white spots, I'll do a little section just to show y'all. All right, so let's just, and you want to go all the way to the end if you can. That's why I got this paper around the edge, because you're gonna want to use all the 4x4, right? So you're going to try to get all off the edges. All right, let's go over here. I'm just going different ways so it's not just one direction, but you could have them all the scrapes going one direction. You can also use just a card, you know, a gift card. All right, so if you really want everything filled in and no white showing, I like the white because at the end of the day, when we're cutting down, when we've cut down the cards to 4x4, the white backgrounds give you an area to play in. Do you know what I mean? It's some negative space. What? What's wrong? Oh, I'm sorry. Dot only can put it in caps, so I thought she was talking to me. Okay, so you can take a baby wipe, and while it's wet, you can also go. I'll do one like this, and I'll leave one white. So you know you can take the wet paint and kind of fill in the white places with a wet baby wipe like this. So you don't have just a white background. Again, just this in itself is nice for a background for cards, artist trading cards, postcards. And then you can put your jelly plate pieces and your stickers, your collage fodder, your, I won't say it yet because I'm going to wait because I bought something enabled by a Bitty Penny. All right, so there we go. So there's a difference between one being smushed and one not being smushed. I'll go ahead and smush this one just because, or a little bit anyway. We'll just so we can get something on to the edge. Because like I said, when you cut them up, if you don't have anything on the edge, you know, you're just going to have a white area, which is okay too. But all that negative space is good for filling in with little collage fodder. Okay, let's see. Grilling. So Tana's grilling. Okay, all right. Sit by the grill. I don't know where you are. Tell him. Are you in Australia or UK? You like the smush better than the sharp, Brenda? All right, so we got that as a start. Now it's not quite dry, but I think it's pretty dry enough. Get a sip of my lemon water here. We're gonna go in with some stencils. So I got stacks of white paper over here ready to go. So we're gonna just do like this. These are the colors that we picked. Now the next round, we're gonna pick a new color cube. All right, let's see. Let's pick a stencil. Let's see, I used that one the other day. Let's use a different one. Let's go with maybe this one. I want something a little less pattern. Yeah, there we go. This is more all over the place. Okay. And now you can do black is good because black will give you a high contrast. Or we can use, you know, by the time we're done, you could add some gold to it. Let's see. Let me look at let's go with some inks. Let's go with some Distress Oxides. Let's see. Oh, that's a good one. Let's pick a couple colors. A pink, a red, and a purple. Do I have a dark purple in here? That's a blue. That's a blue purple. This is a purple, but it's not very dark purple. Do I have a darker purple? That one's too blue. I'm trying to match the colors that we're using, you know. Let's see. I thought I had a purple. Ah, no, that's not it. I forget what the name is. There's a name for the purple I like, but there it is. There we go. We'll go with those. All right. Grab a brush here. And we'll do some of this. Purple, please. All right, so I got this. All right, so we're going to just, in no particular order, nothing. Let's see, is this going to be dry? It's probably dry enough. You could always hit it with a heat gun, which I have mine at the ready if I need it. All right, let's start with the darkest, the purple. Okay. So in no particular order, but you do want to get some of the edges. Thanks, Barbara. Yes, I know. I choked. If y'all missed, I choked on Fig Newton earlier. All right, so I'm just going to kind of go in here, and I'm trying to get the edges, and then we'll go back and add some others. But look, see how cool that looks. And these distress pads are pretty juicy, so. It's going to be messy day, people. Messy. All right, so there's some purple. Let's put a little bit right there. So just random places. All right, let's do the other one. Hubster just walked by. So yeah, we didn't really do anything over the weekend. Weather, and we just didn't. Atlanta traffic on a holiday is cray. I'm just rolling any old spot here. No, not trying to line anything. Not trying to line anything up. There we go. So there's some purple. All right, let me get another brush. Let's get a pink one here. All right, let's do this lumberjack. It's kind of a red. It's more red, and the red really was kind of like a more of a magenta color. But I think this is going to stand out. So let's do this first. All right, so let's get the red. Let's see, do I have any questions? That really pretty. Yeah, I know, right? I know. I'm telling y'all, when we cut this up, y'all are going to love it. Well, I hope so anyway. All right, so I'm just going to go right back over the same stencil and just put a little bit of red in between here. Remember, go off the edges because you'll be glad you did later. You don't have to try to fill in areas. Not that there's anything wrong with negative space, but I'm just saying. All right, let's see. Let's put some right in there. Hi, Tina. Good morning. Tina comes in saying good morning to everybody. Who else I might have missed? Said hi to Zinjin and Brenda. Oh, 3G Brenda. Good to see you, 3G Brenda. It's been a while. Good to see you. 3G Brenda is one of the old timers from way back in Ustream days. So good to see you, 3G. I call her 3G. I know it's B3, but I call her 3G. Like back then, it was probably 3G. Now it's 5G. Let's see. Thanks, Tina. All right, so there's some red. Now let's just do a little bit of pink. Put these back down here. Then we're really going to get messy. You think we're messy now? All right. I should just probably get one big sheet of paper. I might do that. Let's see. So I'm just looking for a couple of spots that might have nothing there. You know, like right here. But yeah, y'all have got to see Janet's conspiracy chicken art. I need a copy of it, Janet. It's so good. The one, and she said she was going to redo it. I don't know why, because the one she showed me was perfect. But so I'm just kind of looking around here, filling in. So there you go. If nothing else, you're making your own papers, right? All right, so there's some pink. Now there's a couple things we could do. I think I want to, let me try to find a big sheet of paper because I keep shuffling these these ones around. Here we go. Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get this. We'll just see what happens at the end of the day with him. Y'all remember when I started my, what do you call it? Kiwi. We're going to use kiwi as a background. Because this is going to get on my last nerve. There we go. Kiwi will be our background. Put a colored cube to hold in there. All right. So we can do a couple different things. See, that's just right. Maybe I do need one little paper over it on this side. Let's go a little bit right here. There we go. All right. No Slater. I don't know what that means. Tell him. She incorporated. Oh, you did? Okay. All right. I know exactly what you're talking about, Janet. I'm not going to say anything. Okay. So there's a couple things we could do with this now. We can take some black ink, or we could take another, like a black, let's see, where's my black? I have my black distress, or here's my archival. Oh, I have a black somewhere here. I'm down here on the floor digging. There we go. Black soot. Okay. So we could do a couple different things. We could do a different stencil on top of these. Let's just grab one here. That's kind of too much the same. Let's see here. Maybe. Oh, let's go with that one. Just to give it a little something. So we're going to do two different things here. We're going to use another black stencil with black. And then we're going to also just do messy, drippy ink. Okay. So, hi, Cindy Daly. I need my water. Okay. All right. So if y'all missed it, we are doing messy Masterboards that we're going to cut up into 4x4. And I'm going to do drips instead of splatters today. Well, I mean on this one. We can do both. All right, so let's see. Let's take some soot, and we're just going to kind of add another layer. Again, remember, these are all going to get cut up. We're going to cut them up here in a little bit just so you can see, too. I do want to go off the edge. All right, there we go. So you can see we got a little bit extra pattern. All right, so there we go with that. Now, this is one of those days where, Janet, I will have a lot to clean up at the end of the day. All right, so now you can do a couple things with some black ink and with the dropper. You can just do some scribblies. Like this is what I like, you know, just this kind of thing. Very kind of light. You could also spray it and then let it drip down. Or spray it and let it kind of splatter. But I don't really want to do that on this one. I just want to have some black marks. Because remember, we're cutting this up. So you got to kind of imagine what it's going to look like when it's a 4x4 or whatever size you decide. All right, so there's that. Maybe, should I go ahead and do something on this one? Maybe. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry. It's going to take a minute. I can also hit it with the heat gun, but I'm going to put this to the side, and I'm going to quickly run out of room. All right, on this one, we'll do a drip. Okay, so you just go across the top, kind of with a heavy line. You take your water. You definitely need some paper under it. Let me get a paper towel as well. Because this does make a mess. Yes, it's pen. Well, yeah, it's dip. It's just black ink, Black Star Matte. All right. So I'm going to take and just splat, get it wet here and let it drip. And then if you kind of pounce it, you'll have some drips. Okay, it just gives it some more lines, more texture, All right, so we're going to put these two aside, let them dry. And now let's pick another color. We're going to pick new colors. And we're going to pick all new stuff. All right, so let's go ahead. On the next batch, we'll use some of these. Okay, the next two, we'll do those. Let's pick some new colors. Somebody, let me see. Give me a number between. Let's make sure this is not too wet here. Give me a number between 1 and 500 and makes. Between 1 and 500. All right. And I'll just put these away after because I don't want to have to sit here and file. I don't want to have to file. Okay. And makes at 33. All right. Let's get out box 1. Number 33. All right, there we go. There's 250 in each box. All right, now I will have to move these because I got to get into the paint. All right. All right, so here's our new colors. Some of these I might already have had picked out. That one's close, and so is that one. So we got those two. And then we need like a kind of a maroon color or antique maroon. That's that one. A red, a true red. Let's see, there's orange. Where's red? A red. That's almost so much the same. Let's exchange this for more of a pink color. So we got that. Okay, then we got darker pink. I can think of just a lighter pink. All right, there we go. All right, so I think we got colors right there. Okay. All right, let's scoot up my chair here. All right, let's put that off to the side where we can maybe still see it a little bit. All right, let me shake everything up. All the other paints I'll put them all away later because we might end up using some of the same colors. This one we just use. Let's just make sure you always want to shake them up every time you use them because this one's almost empty. I might have to get another one of these out. All right. So we're going to do the same thing, except this time let's use instead of the palette knife, we will use a card to scrape. All right. So let's go ahead and I have a kind of a plan here. I'm going to put the pink. This one again I know the nozzle is kind of clogged up. So let's just see, there it is. There's the blob. There's the blob, Janet. My new chair is already squeaky. It's okay. It's comfortable. All right, I'm going to put a little of that color. Can you guess what we're going to do here? Okay. We'll see if that's all going to be enough paint. Fernando. Who else am I missing? Thanks, everybody. B3 Barbie. All right. Here we go. We're going to scrape. And I do want to get off to the edge, so we'll probably be picking up multiple colors, lots of colors, which is fine. But I wanted to do scraping on this one. And if you do it lightly, you'll get that texture. Okay. So some can be more texture than other. All right, there's one. Let's do this one. Alrighty. And again, you could take your baby wipe and fill in, if you don't want the white. I kind of like the white in this case. But if you don't like the white in between, then you can take a baby wipe and just kind of, with some of the wet paint, knock back the white or drag down paint to the edges. Because remember, we're going to cut this up and you're going to want everything, at least something on the edges. So we'll just get to the edges here. All right. There we go. And now we'll take, I got to let this, let me hit this with the heat gun because I'm going to go in here with a water-soluble something. So I want this dry. So let's go ahead and dry this. You like it so far? All right, let's go ahead and dry it. There's our colors. Hi, Mama 4. Misty, they say hi to Misty. I know. I love the color cubes for inspiration. You don't have to think of what colors, Janet. Janet swears she doesn't have room for them. That's why she doesn't get them. But whatever. We're working on her, right, CB? Okay, so here we go. So we got those done. Now what I want to do is use some of these. So let's see. Do we want to veer off from the colors? I don't really want to use the same colors that we used on the last batch. I'm looking here. Do we want to veer off from these to other colors, like maybe some blues? We don't have to, go by just the color cubes. We can go with the blue and a lighter blue. Those are two. I like that blue better. Or two teals. Here's another, the Stabilo, the Woodies. Let's just go with the purple for now. We won't go too much because I want to keep moving. Oh, thank you, Kat. Yeah. Sarah Renee Clark is where you buy the color cubes. They're not on Amazon. You have to go through her. So this reminds me of the ATC, but use a paintbrush. Okay, yeah. You can use whatever. All right, so now I'm going to use, these are the Jane Davenport. I don't think you can get these anymore, but any of, like I have the Neo Color 2s. Maybe I'll pull those out as well, just so that we have something different if I can get to them. Let's see. All right. And they have all different size sets. You can get them in 8, 12, 24, 48. This is an 84. They don't ever wear out. I mean, I don't use them like I don't use them so much that I'll ever wear them down to nothing. So there we go. This needs to go back in here. That's why. There we go. So we can use, these are the same kind of thing. They're water soluble crayons. If you like the water soluble crayons, these are Neocolor 2. You have to remember that Neocolor 1s are just wax crayons, like Crayola crayons or wax crayons. If you want the water soluble, you have to get the Neocolor 2. But let's go ahead and use a little bit of this Jane Davenport here. So let's just see here. Let's just put some on. Just remember, I got to go off the edges. So just do a little scribble scrabble, and then we'll add a little water. That's why I wanted to dry it, because all right, let's see. Let's get a nice big brush here. Let's get a nice big brush. Kind of not too soft, because I want to do a little bit of scraping in there. Let's get a nice clean thing of water. I love to aggravate Janet. Oh my goodness. All right, let's move that over. Thanks, Kat. Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right. So thanks, Kat. All right. So now I'm just going to get some water, and I'll keep a baby wipe handy to, if I can kind of rinse off or get too much water. So now let's just go in here, and again, very pigmented. And I just want to kind of move it around. You could just get regular old paint and do this. You get some, it's just kind of fun, and you could leave some of the marks kind of, so you can see the lines. Remember, we're cutting these up. You can use your foam stamps. Again, we've been using the stencils. You could use your acrylic stamps, your rubber stamps, with ink, like you would normally use a stamp. Maybe I'll pull out an acrylic stamp here in a minute. We could also do some splattering. This could be good for some splatters, but I'm not going to make any right now. So I'm just going to go with this. And again, I'll set this aside to dry, or hit it with the heat gun, whichever. All right, so you see how it's this would be good because, Memorial Day, what this would be good for, cut these up and put some white stars. Well, for America, put some white stars on. I did try to do some red, white, and blue today for Memorial Day. Here's my picture I posted and printed out to remember for Memorial Day. Hi, Joyce. Anybody else I might have missed? All right, I do have a whole bunch of little notes here to remind myself what to use. I think I'm using everything so far that I have in my list. All right. Another thing we could do, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and dry it and then go ahead and do it. Let's just go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and dry this. I wish y'all could see this room. Just starting out. Oh my gosh. Let's see, Jennifer, Lindy. Lindy streamed over the weekend. I watched a couple minutes. I forget who she was streaming with, but she streamed a little bit over the weekend. Where is she? So I can click on her name. Looking, here she is. So y'all follow Lindy K and give her some channel support. I really want this dry before I get in my pastas in here. I might go ahead and cut one up just so y'all can kind of see. All right. I shouldn't probably be doing it too close to my crayon, should I? Let me get a big, a wider, a thicker. All right. So let's just see here. And then I'll probably get some white paint, throw a bucket of stars on here. Again, I just want to make sure I get something on the edges. All right, now let's get some white paint and a bucket of stars. And I do water down when I splatter because it just splatters better. All right, let's see here. Don't forget, put it in caps if you're talking to me because it's going fast and so am I. All right, so we're going to get this nice and wet. And then we're going to, I'm not caring about the size of the star, the stars. This is more splatter than stars, but I just want to fill in. We'll hit it with the heat gun. Then we're going to cut this one down just so you can kind of see where we're heading with the different ones. I used to use spray paint a lot too, but you have to do that outside. When I did when I did the driveway art, spray paint's really fun too. But you got to do all that outside. So, all right, there we go. Let's move my bucket of stars to the side. Clean out my brush. And let's hit it with the heat gun. Y'all just mute me if the heat gun bothers you. You could use your stamps. Like I said, you could use foam stamps. You could use your acrylic, the rubber stamps, your stencils. The splatters do take a minute to dry. Hi, Terry Strange. Nice to see you. Give me a minute. Hi, butterfly. Okay, I know this is not completely dry, so what I'm going to do is let me just get a paper towel and kind of pat it because I want to cut it up, but I don't want to cut it up when it's wet. So let me get a couple paper towels here, and we'll just kind of get anything that's not dry. All right, that's probably good. All right, let me get my cutter. Cindy Daly. Guess I said hi to Mama Fours and Jen. I'm looking here. Okay, so now I'm going to take, and like I said, you can cut these down to any size you want. I'm just decided that today was going to be 4x4. So first off, I'll just get down, because it's 12 by 12, so you can get 3 rows of 4. And we'll just pile them up, and then we'll cut them 4 again, because, you know, that's how many you can get in a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. Whoops. Then we'll flip through them all. Okay, going to do the same thing to this other one. And you can add details. This is your background. Then you can add your details to it. You go in here with some, you know, depending on what you're going to use it for, collage fodder on top. If you're going to make cards with it, you can add card making materials. Oh, let's not stack straight enough. Okay. You can make these artist trading card size, 2.5 by 3.5. You can make 4 by 6 postcards. I'm just doing 4 by 4 today just to make it consistent. All right. All right, there we go. Thank you, Kat. Thanks everybody for the thumbs up. Okay, I'm going to just do a quick flip. So you get 3, 6, you get 9 out of each. Is that right? 9, 6, 7, no, 8, 12. Did you get 12? I'm trying to think now. How many did you get out? Oh my gosh. I gotta look at a 12 by 12. You get 4, 8, yeah. 3, yeah, you get 9. You get 9 out of, thank you, Jan. That's what I thought it was. But I said, well, maybe it's 12. No, it's 9. You get 9 out of a 12 by 12 sheet of paper if you make them 4 by 4. All right, so I'm just going to flip through here. Let's see if I can get how's the lighting look here. Oh, looks pretty good. All right, here we go. So I'm just going to show you real quick what we got out of the gum. So next, you can round the edges. You can ink the edges. Maybe we'll do a couple of those. We'll ink the edges. You can round, crop round the edges with a chomper. You can put these on your cards. You can put them in your art journal. You can, if you're doing some kind of a daily, you could use these for your Memorial Day, 4th of July, and of course, whatever country you're in, you can do whatever country, I'm just, this is just some samples. So you can let's go ahead and take our, looking for my colors here. Let's take this blue. Or do I want let's do blue because now I've kind of gone with the red, white, and blue look. Do a couple here. This is kind of a purpley blue. It's called Blueprint Sketch. It's kind of a little more kind of on the lavender side, but. And you could do the same thing. You could do red. So you can just kind of add a little extra something, something. Can you write on them with a pen? I love ballpoint pens. Big ballpoint pens will write on anything. It's going to depend on what you're using. I used acrylic paint. So acrylic paint will suck up a Sharpie in a minute. So if you try to use a Sharpie, you ruin a Sharpie in a minute. So it just depends on what you started with. Do you know what I mean? It depends on if you started with watercolor, gouache, which is not as bad for your pens. But I always keep a ballpoint pen or a biro, if y'all call it in Europe. And then you could also even add a little bit of black around the edges to even make them stand out more. And again, you can, on top of this is your background. You can add, you know, a little flags. You know, it's Memorial Day, so this is kind of on my mind. You could put little flags. You could put your little stickers. You can use collage fodder. You could add jelly print and make it a little scene, because that's how I use my jelly prints. I use it as landscape fodder. So I'm just kind of doing this kind of quick just to add something around the edge, kind of frame them a little. And you could doodle in here. You could Zentangle on them. But again, I would, you know, be aware of what kind of background, you know, if you're using acrylic paint and stuff, and how it's going to affect your pens or markers. I would not use my alcohol markers on this because, you know, again, alcohol markers don't like acrylic paint. You'll suck the life out of them. And look at my little kiwi. He's turning into a bluebird. So you can make your masterboards, you know, quick. And again, you can make your cards any size. Postcards are what I use a lot of, but I said, let's do something different today. So, you know, you can go back in here with more little stars. You could stamp some stars. You could stencil some stars. You could stencil anything. Let's see, what do I got here? I don't think I have a stencil star, a star stencil rather. I don't think I have anything with this. Just right handy. I got some runes. Could do, you know, you could do numbers. You could do, if it was the 4th of July, you could put a big 4 on there. Let's see, do I have a 4 handy? Let's see what I got here. What I got is a big mess, is what I got. Let's see here. Where's my numbers? Hang on, I got some acrylic stamps with numbers here. Here we go. So, what do I want to use for a white? I wouldn't do this with this. I would just do a big 4 or something with a Posca. But you could use your numbers stamp, you know, 4th of July. You could stamp out July. Again, it depends on what you want to use them for. All right, let's see. Do they make cool? Yeah, journaling spots, exactly. So we're going to make some more. I'm just, you know, we're going by the color cubes, and then we're expanding on that. All right, let's see. I'm looking around. What else? Oh, so when I said, let me clean my hands. When I said earlier that Biddy Penny enabled me, she was showing something. I'd seen it before. And I have the Tim Holtz kind of variety of it. I said, you know what? I'm going to get that. And I did. And I'm not going to use it today because I don't want to really collage today. But let me see. Let me get my hands dry because my hands are going to stick to this. All right. So y'all have seen the Tim Holtz, and I've given these away before. All right. Y'all seen the Tim Holtz little tissues, you know, for collaging, right? Everybody's seen the Tim Holtz tissues. And when you collage them down, I'll see if I can, let's get a piece of white paper here. When you collage them down, gosh, wet paint. When you collage them down, they kind of go clear. Hi, Charmaine. Who else am I missing? I said hi, George. Yeah, I did. So I'm just going to flip through these. I think I got 2 sets of them right here. just so you can kind of see. They're Tim Holtz ones. So they go clear when you matte medium them down. Maybe I should try to do some with them just so y'all can see. We'll see. Maybe I'll use the other ones. I'm trying to separate, and they're very thin, so it's hard to, I want y'all to see them on their own. I hope y'all are able to see. I'm not zoomed in. So you get the idea of these. And like I said, I think there's 2 packs in here. So they're tissue. And you have to be gentle with them when you collage them down because you can tear them. So you want to be gentle with them and scrape them down good so they don't wrinkle. So I wish Biddy Penny was here, but I think she streamed this morning, so she probably had to go to work. So she had these. She ordered. So I ordered 2 sets and 3 different ones come in a set. So let's see here. So I'll just separate them out. So this comes in a set. They're the Dina Wakley mixed media collage papers. I'm not sure when they came out. They're new, they're old, or what. So, but anyway, maybe we'll use something. I really didn't want to collage today because I got enough stuff out here to work with the paint and the everything, but maybe later we'll see if we want to try to do a little at the end, do a little collaging with some of these. But I will show them because if I don't show them now, I'm going to totally forget to show them to you guys. Let's see. Jennifer, am I missing anybody? Devin. Who else am I missing? Joanne. I still had Joanne, I think. All right. So let me show you what comes in there. Let's get this tape. There's a clean sheet. All right. So there are 20 in here. There's 2 of each, I think. Is there 2? Yeah, 2 of each. So there's 10 different designs in each one. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to do this. So there's this one. There's 2. This one. Again, there's 2 there. And they're flyaway. They're kind of hard to, sift through here. Okay, can y'all see them okay? Some gargoyle type thing, columns, statue heads, a couple of maps. I love me some maps. I'm working on Poor Toast to make us a map book. So he's real good about doing stuff I ask to make books because I hope they all sell the ideas I give him. Ancient, the Egypt, the old world. And so he's made quite a few books that I've asked him, and I asked him if he would do maps. So with all the little the little creatures around it and stuff. So hopefully he will make us a map book. Okay, there's these. Some moons. And there's 2 right there. They're just stuck together. And then there's these. Thank you. Kat put a link in there. These. So again, there's 10 different designs and 20 sheets in each one. Okay. So there's those. That's packed. This is 1 pack. And I just keep them on here because there's thing, and it kind of gives it a little bit of, they fly away. They are flyy. They are flyy. You load up on Dina Supplies at the workshop. I was actually at, let's see, at Ranger Ink so we could purchase from her line. They're discontinuing some stuff. Yeah. And Annie Mae, when was that? I mean, that had to be a while back, wasn't it? A woman said, "Oh my gosh, you're lucky." All right, so there's that pack. Then the second one here. Let me just flip through 2 of each. Some faces here, sketchy faces. It's tissue paper. Then there's this one. And here's a larger one. This one. This just reminds me of how I should, do again the 5-second faces. We haven't done any face drawing for a while and showed my Facebook. Y'all have to remind me because I forget. I have so many different kinds of things to show y'all. Sometimes I forget to readdress them. There's these and how to use fashion magazines to help you draw. Okay, there's this one. I don't even know if I have a fashion magazine sitting around. I probably do. One that I've cut up because I usually buy them and give them to Samantha because, she's in the fashion stuff. Eyes, and then here's some more faces. And then some leaves and some other leaves. So that's the second pack. Okay, the third pack. So Bitty Penny, enabler. A 3 or 4 weeks ago. Oh my gosh, Annie Mae, where was it? In Atlanta? Where did you go? Where was the retreat or the class or whatever? All right, here we go. These circles. I need to just go right over here. These are all kinds of shapes and stuff. Of course, you can make some of these like this with your stamps on tissue paper. Make your own on tissue paper. Stamp out your foam stamps, your acrylic stamps, your rubber stamps, or even if you just make your own with the kids' fun foam, you can make the kids' fun foam. Do I have it handy? Do I have something like that handy? Let's see. Yeah, here we go. You can make your own fun foam like this on cardboard and ink it up and make your own tissue. Make your own tissue designs, prints. Okay. All right, back to flipping. Did I say how do you cut and paste? I think I did. Oh, let's move these over. Oh, great. The air conditioner is going to blow right down on here. Feathers. And some little boards or lines. Bye, Adria. Leaves, some more faces. I have one of these sets somewhere that's something like these from years ago, but I couldn't put my hands on them. I knew that I said, let me just go and order them because I know I'm not going to be able to find them. when I saw Bitty Penny using them. Oh, Art Ranger in New York. Okay. All right. The announcement was short notice. Awesome. Well, before you head out, Annie Mae, because I know she's probably at work, let us know what you bought. What did you get? What was your favorite purchases? And then these would maybe I'll if we do any collaging today with the cards we're making, we'll do something like these here. But again, you can use your stencils, your stamps, whatever. You just use whatever you got. I know everybody's got some of this stuff. Don't tell me you don't. All right. Now, so here's this little set that we made. So let me go ahead and cut up. The other ones are probably dry by now. Let me see. Let's see if this ink is dry. Oh, there's a couple spots that are still wet. And this could use some more color. I don't know. The drips kind of watered down a little bit. They could use some more color on here, I think. Or some black. Some more black. Darker black. Let's do some black. Do you want to do black paint, stenciling, maybe? Let's just go. Let's just roll with it because I want to make some more colors. Pick some more color cubes. But let's go ahead and soak up any. See, there we go. Any ink that's not dry. Let's just soak up that before I cut this up. All right, let's see. Let's see what Annie Mame's got. It was 3 days, and I've waited to do a workshop with her for years, so I decided to go. Still regret missing Tisha Moore workshops from years ago. Yeah, Tisha, I do see Tisha. I do see Tisha Moore on Instagram now. But I know she had grandkids or a grandchild or maybe more than one. And I don't know exactly what happened. I think she had some health issues, which she apparently has survived. And so she posts on Instagram every now and then. But yeah, Tisha was she was one of the original mixed media people back in the day, 20 years ago, Black circles. Oh, black circles. Oh, that's a good idea, Beth. We'll do black circles on there. Let's do that with some black paint. Let's do that. Good idea, Beth. Let's see. Here, we'll do I got one of these little. Let's do this with one of these. Black circles. Good idea, Beth. And good morning, Beth, by the way. Of course, you can also do gold. Anytime you add gold, it's always a hit. With me, anyway. Anytime I add gold to something, I always love the gold. All right, so we're going to cut both of these up here in just a minute. Let's go ahead and put some black circles on this one. Tisha Moore was the first person that I saw do it's not a concertina because it's the kind you cut up. I see everybody doing them now. Where you take, and I've done them here a couple of times. I don't do them often because we do a lot of repetitive because we've been here 15 years. But you take a sheet of paper, and when you fold it like this, well, you could actually fold it even one more time. Okay, so you fold your paper like this. Fold, 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 fold. Okay, and then you cut. Let me get a red pen or something so it'll show up. And then you cut it. You cut it like here, here, here. I'd have to show one. But anyway, you cut it so that you can fold, 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 flip, flip. I got one sitting around here somewhere. Let's see if I can. Rabbit trail. Where did I put them? I'm not sure where they would be. Right here, I found it. Okay. And I found some more. I got to remember to use my Joanne stuff. I really love this stuff, Joanne. I got to remember to use it. All right, here's one. All right. So let me open it up as a full sheet. All right, let me move the paint. Let's move the paint. So what you do, and I'm showing this because somebody mentioned, Annie Mae mentioned Tisha. So you take a sheet of paper, a big sheet of paper like this. Okay, you take it, and Tisha's the first person I saw do this and where I learned this from. So Tisha's gets all the street cred for this. Now everybody's doing it. So you have this fold like this, and then you cut right there. Okay. So you're cutting here, here, and there. I did have it right on the little drawing. And then all you do is fold, fold, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, all the way around the whole thing. And you have a little book. We've done this. It's been maybe a year or two since we made one. But so you have a little folded book in one sheet of paper. So that's a Tisha Moore hack. So yeah, hi Arlene. Did I say you, Arlene? Yeah, I learned it from Tisha Moore about 20 years ago. So all right, let's go ahead and do this. So I'm just going to kind of roll this. Whoops. Well, and I'm going to do some. Again, I want to go off the edge. I should be kind of twisting it more so it's not too thick, but it doesn't really matter. We'll go back over. Now this will take a minute to dry, so I'll have to let this dry before I can cut this one up. Because the paint's kind of thick, right? And I don't want to sit here and try to dry it with the heat gun for 15 minutes. We'll just set it aside and we'll go on to another one. Some more colors and let this dry. You hear that going pop, bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay. Remember, we want it everywhere because we're cutting this up into 4x4s. All right, so we're going to set that aside, let it dry for a few minutes. And I'll just set this one aside too because they're kind of their pair. And we'll do them together. All right, so let's set this paint aside with our little, wipe this down. All right, now let's go ahead and do some more. That's all wet paint. Let's get rid of that. Art by Mar. I love Art by Marlene. I have her. Do you have her pad of paper, Devin, with the punch outs? I gave a whole bunch of those away a while back. The Art by Marlene punch outs. Those are fun. They're so colorful. So I'm glad you're going to do something with that, Devin. All right. So let's see here. Let's move my bucket of stars out of the way. Okay. So 2 more pieces of paper. The heat tool out of the way. Get a couple. Everything's sitting on top of it, so it's hard to get them out. All right, so now we're going to pick a new color. All right, this is wet here. I don't care if it's a little wet. I don't want it really, drippy wet. I need another piece of paper. All right, there we go. All right, so we've done these 2. All right, let's see. Who do I want? Zinjin, you want to pick a number between 1 and 500? Yeah, I did too. I've used a lot of it up, Devin. I've used a lot of it, gave a lot of it away. All right, Zinjin, a number between 1 and 500. 165. Okay, so that will be in box 1. 165. All righty, here we go. These colors right here. Now there's a gray and a black and 2 grays, so I'll probably go with 4 colors here because those are 2. Well, we'll see. All right, so we have a deep, like a sienna orange. Not really orange. It's more of the, what do they call it? Crimson. Yeah, it's not quite red. It's not quite orange. Let's go with what is this one? Brilliant red, which has an orange tint to it. So we'll go with that. A blue gray. It's kind of a colonial blue. Where's my colonial blue? Here's my colonial blue. This color, and then like a navy, deep midnight blue, and then I'm not going to use black. Well, I guess I could. Oh, okay. Black, and then a kind of a, what do you call it, color? Kind of a taupe color. Let's see. Is this taupey enough? And it's a little more yellow, but we're going to go with it. Okay. All right, so here we go. Here's our colors. Black and these colors. There's the colors. These are colors. Okay. Yeah, we've already tried to, we're trying to tempt her, Janet, for the color cubes. We always do. All right, let me shake up each one. And again, we're scraping, we could, if you're using watercolors, you could spritz your papers and splatter down watercolors with these same kind of colors. Maybe we'll try that. We'll see. I kind of just set my mind on doing acrylics today, and all right, let's see. Let's put this right here so we can still see the colors. And we're just going to go all over this time instead of a straight scrape like we did on the last one. So let's just put a little down. We'll go back to the palette knife. Hey, honey, you going to come in and say hello, happy Memorial Day? I did print out the little flag picture there.
Oh, nice. Beautiful.
To show.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful Memorial today. Would you do me a favor?
If I can.
Would you let me borrow some of your gas X?
Gas. You're so funny, honey.
Just kidding.
And don't come in here and say, "Will you shave my back?" He does
that was next on the list.
Yeah, he does all this stuff to try to embarrass me, but he doesn't. He knows it doesn't. So.
The other thing is I want you to trim my toenails.
Now that's one thing I will definitely put my foot down. There's no toe touching around here. I don't let anybody touch my toes, and I'm not touching anybody else's toes. Not even my husband's. Although he does have cute feet. Oh, thanks, honey. Love you. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. It almost just looks good like this, right? I mean, just the dots, but we're scraping away. All right, so now let's see. I'm going to take the palette knife. Where did I put it? Palette knife. Where are you? Here we go. Right, Tina? He's already gone, guys. All right, so let's see what we can do to just scrape away with this. Let's see. I think I need to brighten it up just a little. I have to keep adjusting the light because the white background. All right, so here we go. Let's see what we get out of this one. Don't let me forget, guys. If I haven't done the giveaway by 11, don't let me forget, because I want to do that last book, the Moon. What's it called? Moon Valley. The color book that our Faithful Mess is. It's the last one, and I want to get that given away. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm just going to come in here, and if it gets too muddy, I got my baby wipes here to kind of wipe my palette knife off. Remember, I want to go off the edge because we're cutting this up. And I'm doing a light touch, so it makes it textury like. If you smash down real hard, you'll get more of just a flat color. And both ways are fun, and both have their, And again, if you don't want any white in the background, take your baby wipe while it's wet and kind of go in there and mush around. I'm going to leave this one like it is because I like it. All right, so let's move this one over here. We should do one where we just do, you know, we'll do that on the next one, you know, with the sound effect. And it all, of course, depends on how much paint you put down, too. All right, so there we go. So this one's got more paint and bigger strokes. That one's more tiny and scrapey. Let's see, Ellen. Who else am I missed? Scrolling. Slap those two together. Yeah, I could do that too, Beth. Do like a ink blot print. All right, so let's put these two to the side. We're going to pick another color. We're going to come back to that. We're going to let them kind of dry a little bit. That way we can, I'll put these colors to the side. Judy. Oh, who else am I missing? Thanks, everybody. All right, let me get two more. I wish I could see this room. All right, so let's put down two more. And let's see. Judy, pick a number between 1 and 500. Please. A number between 1 and 500. We're using the color cubes today. If you just came in, anybody. Judy did, so that's why I picked her. Between 1 and 500, Judy. A sip of my water while I'm waiting. Maybe she can't hear me. I don't know. Give her another second. Judy, a number between 1 and 500, if you can hear me. I don't know. Oh, there she goes. 163. We didn't pick that right. Yeah, no, we picked 165. Okay, 163. Okay. 163. Just saw one out of order there. 164, 163. Okay. Not too much different from the other one, but this one's got some pink in it. So we're going to go with that. A light baby pink, a maroon, which we've already used. Kind of well, maybe it's more of a sienna. Let's see. Maybe we should go with the sienna. Let's see what they're calling it. Auburn. Yeah, we'll go with sienna. All right, so sienna, cream pink, a dark brown. Let's see. Should we go with that's too much the same? Maybe I'll have to go with, let's see here. This is chocolate. That's antique maroon. Here's a dark chocolate brown. Or let's go with raw umber. This one's almost empty. There we go. Raw umber. And dark teal and charcoal, which we'll just go with black. Again, black and dark teal. Let's see, what dark teal do we want? Like this one? Don't have quite that dark a teal, but by the time we add the black, it'll mix up. We'll just go with that. All right, the dark teal is a little not quite as dark, but by the time it gets mixed up with the other colors, it will be a dark teal. Let's see. Hi, Riri. Anybody else I missed? You forgot it was Monday, Riri? Yeah, it's Memorial Day. Even Hubster's home. I went downstairs this morning and he always makes my coffee. I went downstairs to get my coffee, and he was sitting there with his paper, and I said, "You're not going to work today?" He goes, "It's Memorial Day." "Oh, okay, I didn't know you had Memorial Day off." So he's home today. All right, so let's see. All right, now I think we'll do more, let's see. I think we'll do kind of a heavy coat of paint, maybe with the brush. I want it to kind of be really heavy, and then we'll scrape into it with, you know, something. I don't know if it'll be this, or I have a bigger one. Let me see here. Let me find some of these tools. Hang on. Not finding one. Just might have to use this one for now. I have the wider ones of the. Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right. So we'll do that. So let's put it down a thick, kind of a thick coat. Here's our colors right there. Let's go ahead and put some black. We'll see if this works if I just make a bigger mess. Thanks, Terry. And some of the teal. A little bit of brown. Not too much brown, because we got all that black. That's going to... Okay, we'll put some more sienna. Okay, sienna. And then that one's got a crusty thing on there. Let's throw that away. And some pink. Kind of fill in. All right. I want it kind of thick because I want to be able to go in here with our tool and write in it. All right. So let's see what happens. All right. Where's my brush? Didn't I pull a brush? No brush. I didn't pull a brush. All right. Okay. So let's see here. I'm just going to kind of... I don't want to keep wiping it off because I don't want it just to all turn black. You know? But I do want to go off the edges. Get rid of some of the black. If nothing else, we can stencil another lighter color on top. Let's see what happens. Maybe we'll add... Let's just add a spritz of water and see what happens. Okay, let's come over here. See, it gets muddy pretty quick with this many colors. We'll add some light stencil on top. All right, so there we go. Now, while it's kind of still thick and wet, let's put that in the... Let's take our tool here. It's one of these paint shaper things. Uh-oh, we got to turn the brightness down. Got to always be adjusting the light when we go from... There we go. So I need something to wipe off here. So we're just making different scribbles, really. And just keep wiping off. All right, let's see what's going on over here with this one that I put water on. I'll hold them up a little bit so you can see them. And we'll put some stenciling on top too. Some of the places where the water hit, it's making some cool things. Again, you can use, you know, your jelly plate, whatever. I just wanted to do these cut down. All right, let's see. There's a little bit of extra paint in there. All right, so I think I'll dry this and we'll take the teal color maybe and stencil with the teal because that'll be pretty on top of this. All right, so let's go ahead and dry this. Heat gun again. Close your ears or mute it a minute. Get some more baby wipes. All right. All right, here we go. Devin, these I think come in a pack. They come in a pack of, this is a 10. I got them at Hobby Lobby, but I know you can get them at Michael's and other brands. And they come like, I got 3 different large sizes in one pack and 3 medium sizes in another pack. So you can get them in packs of 3. And especially for your jelly plating, Devin. Okay, I know it's not completely dry yet, so I'm going to take a paper towel again. And this will also probably give us some texture, paper towel texture. But I want to get up the excess wet paint so we can move on. If it was just me, I'd just sit here and dry all day long. But then we've got the other ones behind me that we're going to do a little bit more on, and then we'll cut those up too. Okay, now let me just hit it one more time. I was just there Saturday. My Hobby Lobby didn't have any. The thing about Hobby Lobbies is their sales go on different parts of the country at different times. So mine had none. My Saturday, as of Saturday, mine didn't have anything clearanced, I should say. They didn't have anything clearanced out. Okay, let's see. Now I want to do the teal. So let's put some of the teal out. Gold would be good on this too. Let's put a little teal. And I'm going to need a little sponge. Let's get a dry sponge. I'll buy these little makeup sponges to use. Let's see here. Let's get down the brightness again. Because now we got gone to black. All right, let's see. What stencil do I want to use? Do I want to use these leaves? Oh, let's use these leaves maybe. Hang on, gotta get up underneath here. I should just move my Neo 2s off the table for a minute. Let's put those right there so I can get to stuff. All right, let's stack these little babies up. And let's go with these leaves. If I can get down to them, maybe these. I just pulled a whole bunch of Celtic knot type stuff, which y'all know I love. It's my favorites. But these leaves here are good. All right, let's see here. Yeah, Kat, it is. It's just, I mean, you make a big mess, but I don't mind that. I'm not Janet. We have to pick on her, people. But speaking of Janet, oh my gosh, she's going to show her conspiracy theory drawing stuff that she started. It was so good. I loved it so much. She's going to show some today. And so she comes on at 1 Eastern. All right, so I'm going to try to just kind of get this. This is a dry sponge. If you have a wet sponge, it's going to seep up underneath. You know, you can use ink too, but I want to try to use the same color, and let's just see if it shows up. Let's see if it shows up good enough here. Not really. It's not really showing up enough. Let's try one more spot here. You know, if I put white in there, if it was a lighter teal, it would show up better. So let's go ahead, instead of getting out another, I have a light teal. Well, let's just go with this one. Let's just add a little bit of this. This will show up better because this color is so dark. The teal is so dark. Let's go ahead and let's mix that up a little bit lighter here. All right, let's see if we can do this. All right, let's see if this makes a difference. We can always get out inks too, but I think this will be better. Let's do 2 or 3 at a time. There we go. That shows up. All right, let's do some down here. The drier the sponge, the better. You know, it's better to, you know, do extra patting. Pat, pat, pat. Than to get too much paint and it'll all be going up underneath. Oops, I hit the camera, I think. But yeah, you want to make masterboards that I'm calling them messy masterboards. Okay, let's put one up here. All right, let's put one more up here. All right, that's good. So we got a bunch of teal ones. Now over here, let's see what else could we do over here. Let's just, and I got to drop this in some water here. Let's see if I can pick some of this up and just scrape some in. Just more scribbles. And we have to let this dry. I'll go back to the ones we've already done that are probably dry by now. Remember, we're cutting these up to 4x4. So, and then you can make little scenes. You can use them like, you know, how I do my postcards and make little scenes like with collage and stuff. You can use them for that, or just use them in your on card backgrounds or art journal. So yeah, there we go. I think it needs a little splatter too. Let's go ahead and get let's get my bucket of stars, which was sitting right here. Let's add a little bit of water and let's go back to this. All right. Am I missing anything in chat? We good? Hi, Jane. Anybody else I missed coming in? We're doing messy masterboards. All right. Do I need some on this one too? Maybe a little bit. Let's put a little in, but kind of try to get a little bit in between the leaves. Almost like snow on them. All right, I'm going to set these behind me to dry. And let's get clean my brush. Let me move my Xander puppy out of the way back there. All right, let's get some baby wipes. And see what we got behind us. We have these. This would be pretty with some gold. Maybe we'll do some gold. Let's see. Hey guys, let's see. This is old. Hang on, guys. Stuff is flying. Okay, I got this. I've had this forever. This is one of my first foam stamps. Probably got it at Michael's or something. But we're going to use it for gold. We're going to do gold. I should get out my jelly plate for this. Let's do that. It'll only take a second. Let's get out a small jelly plate. I'm going to use the gold paint. It'll be quicker. See my nice clean jelly plate, Devin? Let's get some heavy body gold. Here we go. Let's get this heavy body gold. Put some out. A little brayer here. All right. I know this all just looks like a big hot mess. All right. I just want to be able to stamp this out. That's all. I'll add a little bit extra there. Let me move my card out of the way. Yeah, see? The gold. Give me a minute. Like falling fall leaves. Okay. I'm going to let that dry. Let's go to the other one. Whoops. Well, let's just go ahead and put a little. Now that I've already kind of got some on there, let's just do that. It's kind of going all around the edges. Let's get one up here. All right. Let's let those dry. Now I do need to go rinse this off real quick. Okay, let's see. Let's just get some of this excess off here. And let's go ahead and stamp some of this off on my bird. We'll dry that with the heat tool. All right, now, hang on. Making this a quick action here. Let's go ahead and okay, where's my piece of paper? I hate it. That's it. Here we go. Okay, done with that. Now, the only thing I have to do is go rinse this off. I'll be right back. Okay. There we go. Heat gun. Let's dry this up real quick. We'll do one more color. Okay, while that is drying, we will go down here and see what these other ones are doing on the floor. Alrighty, let's see. Oh, we got these. Let's cut these up. All right, let's go ahead and do some cutting. Again, I'm going with 4x4s. You can do any size you want. Okay, that one's still wet. Okay. Let's take the paper towel. Let's make sure we're not too wet here, because that was pretty thick. Okay. Okay, let's stack these up. We'll go through them. I'll probably edge them in black. These will be good edged in black. I know Janet's probably talking behind my back about my messy, dirty cutters. The weight of this paper, it's cardstock. It's probably 65. It's not a heavy cardstock, so it's probably 65. All right. The 110 is thicker, yes. It just depends on what you want to do with it, or if you even care, you know, what it is. All right, so now let's go ahead and flip through these real quick. We'll ink them up real quick. Let's see, let's turn the brightness back up a little. Back and forth between the brightness and the dark. All right, so here we go. So again, you can do anything you want with them as far as adding collage fodder, making them into a scene, making them into, you know, just background. Y'all know. Collage on some of those, what do you call it? Tissue paper. Which you could have stamped yourself, or you know, get the Dina Wakley. All right, let's see. Let's get, where's my, let's see if this is, I don't know if this is a dry one or not. I have 2 or 3 different archival ink ones because I go through them a lot. Let's see if this one's going to work for me today. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's got a little bit in there. And you could round the edges with your corner chomper or whatever. Yeah, add some more. We can add some. I know what I'll do in a minute. Let's go ahead and ink the edges here. Kind of quick. Put it in caps if you're talking to me. We'll do these, and then we'll do our giveaway here in a minute. We're giving away the third book of the Moon. Is it Moon Valley? Is that what it's called? I don't have it right in front of me. I think it's called Moon Valley. The Maria Troll color book that our faithful Mess gave us. So stick around for a minute. Poor bird. Just did you see a bird in there and I messed it up? Oh, this bird. That was just a quick demo. This little kiwi bird. It was just a quick demo that we did a week or so ago, just to show you you can use your ballpoint pen to sketch with. Arlene. It does make a difference just to add a little edging. Denise would be doing all this if she were here. She'd be inking all this for me. She loves to ink. She really does. She says she loves to ink. Of course, we always do this when we say goodbye. Couple more. And you could also edge these with other colors, Or let's do a couple with another color. Let's do a like a purple, or let's do a red. Let's see. Let's do a red. Oops. So you get total different looks depending on what color you ink them. Cooking. I'm heading to my craft room. Okay. All right. Tell him, do you do Bible journaling? I'm just, guessing by your name. Go with that. You like the black edge? Yeah, it does make it stand out. And you can use these little cards. You can put little quotes and stuff on them too. Cut out quotes or Timmy quotes or your own handmade quotes. Put them in here and make it a card. Alrighty, there we go. Now, let's take some purple paint. Hang on, let's see. This one's getting find me a little spot right there. Let's take some purple, maybe. Let's take a couple colors. Let's take some of this kind of a magenta and also some dark purple. That's not dark. I want the dark dioxazine purple. Do kiwis eat kiwi? I actually was going to draw some kiwi fruit with the kiwi. I just grabbed him, though, to use as a background cut-up paper. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the back of a brush here, okay, and we'll do just different ones. Like, let's do this. And you can do dot, you can do anything. You can do stenciling, but I just thought I'd do a couple just to add a little bit more something to it, And you could also do gold. Gold is always good. Can't go wrong with gold. All right, now I got to find a place to put these. Let me see if I can put them right over here. I'm not going to do all of them. I'm just going to do a few. Just so you can kind of get an idea of some different things to add. Doodle on them, dot them, splatter them, drip them. All right, let's go to these. And on these, we'll do the white. It's going to show up. Maybe not. Maybe the dark will be good too. Or maybe both. I'll do one more. And I'll use up the rest of this paint in my desk journal. Then we'll do the giveaway. Hi, Miriam. Am I missing anybody else coming in? All right, there we go. Oh, we got one more to cut up too, don't we? Yeah, we got another one to cut up. All right, so we got these. We have the ones that we did earlier. We have the kind of purple in the stars and the splatters. We have these. And again, we use the color cubes for the color inspiration. So we got those two sets. Then we have, need to cut these up. Hoping the gold is dry. Let's throw a paper towel on it. Do I have one here? Here's one. Let's make sure. Let's get the excess. This is one where we stamp the gold leaves. All right, let's try to cut two at a time. All right. And again, I'm making all these 4x4 today. No particular reason. I just thought it might be something different. We'll just do a flip through these. Everything dries with a heat gun. Or give it enough time to sit there. We're not, we're kind of rushing through. Again, these might be nice edged with gold. And sometimes when I edge with gold, I'll just take my finger. Let's go ahead. I do want to use the rest of that paint up in a desk journal. But you can take your gold paint. Let's just use some of this heavy body since it's sitting right there. Take the gold paint. And let's get a couple that are more like this one. This has got a good contrast. And I just take some on my finger. And I just run it along the edge. Gold always adds a little extra something. Or you could take, I got the, what do you call it? The gold pins, the gold metallic pins that I use on my discs. The gold, well, I have gold, silver, and copper, but you can just use gold paint too. So there you go. See? There you go. Let's do a couple of these. And see it, look, I already see a little scene here. I can see putting a little bit of jelly plate prints in here. Look, a little tree right back there with I have a little gnome in there or something. out a couple that I really, really like. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out on Memorial Day. I'm sure everybody knows someone that knows somebody that has given their life. And speaking of people that have given their life or, have recently passed, did y'all see where Phil Robertson, the Duck Dynasty dad, passed away yesterday? I was going to post something on it, but I wanted my Memorial Day flag to fly on Memorial Day. And a whole bunch of other people were posting about it. But Phil, the Duck Dynasty dad, if y'all know the Duck Dynasty. See, look how good that looks. With just a little bit of gold. Look. So, yeah, say a little prayer for the Duck Dynasty family. They've been around for... Samantha used to love them. She actually had their app game back on her iPad years ago. She loved that. She loved the Duck Dynasty. I think she just thought they were really cool. Anyway, there's that. All right, let's see. I'm just going to pick out a couple like this one. I'm just going to pick out a few that I really like. Just because we can. We can use up the rest of this gold paint. And we'll scrape the rest. We'll scrape the rest of these colors in my desk journal. Isn't that cool, though? You can do so much with these. Your grandpa was in World War II, Angie? Yeah. Yes, tell him. I know, right? All right, let's see. Let's do a couple more here. Since these already have the gold leaf on them, this gold is really nice, to do the edge with. Let's see, one more here. Let's do one more. Not being too neat about it, just kind of getting a little bit of gold around there. And then, is my black still wet? You could do the same thing with a little bit of, if you can also be careful and ink it too, but you could just add a little bit of, go around with your finger to add a little frame to them. You could do it with the colors. You could do it with the purple. Just let's pick a couple of them here. Let's do this one. There we go, like that. All right, let's see. Let's do one of those with the circles. There we go. Let's see. Brenda said, listen to the call room. Yours was one of a kind. Yes, Brenda A. Exactly. All right. So there we go. There's some, you can edge them with. Let's do a pink on one of these, just because we can. Let's just pick up a little of the pink color here. You can do the pink and the purple, or pink or purple, or whatever, the red and blue. We kind of started doing red, white, and blue, but kind of went purple. See, you can just draw your, just take your finger around them. All right, let's see here. These are all still wet, so I got to kind of set them somewhere. right. Pick up these little, I'm going to have to clean up a little before I do my giveaway because I don't want any paint on the book, you know. So we did those. All right, let's move the heat tool out of the way. Oh. Give me just a minute, guys. Let me go wash my hands. I'll be right back. And these brushes. Hang on 1 minute. Okay. I just want my hands fairly clean and the paint picked up here. Let's see. Hello, Jada. Me. Got happy mail. You're welcome, me. I'm always good to hear when people get their happy mail. All right. Goodbye, Birdie. Bye-bye. All right. Let's move that to the side. All right. I think we're nice and we're good here. Let's move this white paint. Oh, you know what I did forget to do? Baby white. Scrape this paint into the desk journal. Let's do that real quick. Where's the desk journal? Where are you? Oh, you know what? We didn't cut these up yet. We'll cut these up after we do the giveaway. We got to cut those up. Let's see. Desk, there it is. Okay. Desk journal. Sip of water. Wow, Dot. You should write your stories down. Should write them down, Dot. All right. So this journal's just leftover bits of paint, collage fodder, whatever. And I just find a blank page and scrape off. You know, don't close your book with it wet. You got to just set it aside. You know, even if you just use up half of it, you know, you're just using up some of it or half of the paint. You know, it's just, yeah, just scrape it off into a journal. And later I might come back here and add collage. Let's use up the rest of this gold in here. That'll be pretty. Let's just kind of do a light scraping of gold over it. I'll tilt it so you can see the shimmer. See? I'll just set this aside and let it dry. Setting it aside to dry. Where? There we go. All right. So now, where's that baby wipe I had? Here we go. Clean off my palette knife a little. All right, so we do 2 giveaways with I'm just double checking here. Let us make sure I got any wet paint. I don't care if it's dry, but any wet paint off my hands before I handle the giveaway books. All right. All right. So we have Moon Valley. This will be US only. And then I'll do an international with some of the Tim Jeffs animal pages, because I can't send a book international. It costs 3 times what the book costs. All right, let's see here. Let me look at my notes, make sure I didn't forget to use anything. The color cues, the black ink. I wrote down some notes of stuff to use. I used all that stuff. I think I used everything I said I was going to use, except I didn't do any collaging, which I hadn't really planned on doing any collaging anyway. All right, so okay, iPad, there it is. Buried under all the postcards. Wait for the go. We're going to do US only first, and then we'll do international only. Let me bring up my random.org. Okay, my random.org. Right there. Okay, wait till I type in go. Sharpie. USA only. And thanks once again to our faithful mess who sent these books to us for giveaways. Okay, thanks. Kat put in a link to this book if y'all want to go check it out. Okay, and I have shown it the last few times. Okay, 1 to 100, 1 number only. When I type in go, 1 number only between 1 and 100. Don't move your number, change your number. Make sure you have live chat or all messages, whichever your device says, so that you see all the chat. We will see all the chat, but you may not see all the chat if you don't have all chat selected. Okay. Yeah, I know. Isn't that nice? Right, Devin? And I'm going to do the color book page giveaway for the internationals. Okay. 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 And that will be out of this book. And I need an envelope. Grab one over here. While y'all are putting that number in, let me grab an envelope here. Stay up there. There we go. Okay. Open a new pack of them. Come on, stay up there. There we go. All right. All right, get your numbers in. USA only. 1 to 100. I'm going to count down. Okay. Dot, dot. Really, dot. Herding cats, people. Herding cats. All right, I'm going to count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Don't dilly-dally, dawdle, or lollygag. 1. Okay. Get with it, Dorothy. All right, here we go. Let me bring up my iPad again. All right, here we go. 35. First person closest to 35 without going over. 35 and not Dot. I don't know what Dot put in, but let's go all the way back. All right. Looks like Christine Shafio. I know I'm not saying that right. Christine was the first one up way at the top with 35. Let me write her name down. I've sent you Happy Mail, so I'm pretty sure I have your address. But if you want to make sure I have the correct address, Christine, send me it again. She had 35 right on the nose. Okay, let me put you my email in here. There we go. Congratulations, Christine. So send it to me again, just to be on the safe side. And also, Karen Schwartz, I wanted to send you a thank you, and I cannot find your address. I thought I had. I thought I'd sent you something before. It was just for a thank you, Karen. I wanted to send you a thank you for a super chat, but I could not find your address anywhere. Okay, so there's Christine. Now we're going to I got to cut some pages out here. Hang on. I'll cut some pages out of this. This will be international only. You're welcome, Christine. Did you grab my email? I know I've sent you stuff before, but just let's make sure, since I'm going to send this book, let's make sure we're got it right. Okay, so this is going to be international only. I don't share y'all's addresses with anybody. I don't share them with anybody, not even other mods. I don't put you on a mailing list. Not that there's anything wrong with the mailing list. I just don't do it. So just FYI. All right, so you got an envelope here, and I've been cutting these out. Tim Jeff's Art Animal Collages 1 and 2. And I think I've been giving out 5 or 6 pages. So this is a good one. Here's what I do with them. After I color them, I cut them out and then color them. I cut them out and color them, and then I trim them down and put them on a black cardstock. They look really nice, and these have a little bit of a sheen to them, and these are awesome with alcohol markers. They do bleed through, so be aware, but they just have that little bit of sheen that the alcohol markers really do. Yes, we don't give anything to Janet around here, Arlene. Let's move this paint out of the way. I'm not going to say, because I don't know. People have things about snakes. Here's a bird. So, So we'll pull out. There's some birds. There's some lizards. I don't know about the lizards. Oh, here's some octopi. We'll cut that one out. So there's some out of this book. I think I've pretty much given away all the tigers, leopards, lions. I've already given most of those away. So we're getting down to, these books being used. So let's see. Oh, here we go. I don't think Janet, I would say that before I said, I want to keep this one, but I'll give it away. Okay, because there's some different animals in there. There's my lemurs. There's a slow Lori. I think that's a slow Lori. There's Janet's friend. Oh, you're welcome, Devin. Okay, so I think you won some, didn't you, Devin? Or I can't remember. All right, let's see. We'll do these. Okay, there we go. All right. All right, wait till I type in go. This is international only. One number only, between 1 and 100. Thank you, Cat. Cat herds cats. Now you can play. You can play now, Dot. But I expect to see a colored page that is finished if you win, Dot. Okay, there we go. International only. While y'all are doing that, I'll start putting some of these paints back up in the cubes of paint cubes. One number only. Don't dilly-dally, dawdle, or lollygags. Those are all blue. They go over there. All right, I'm going to count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There it goes. All right, I get the iPad, pick a new number. All right, here we go. New number. 13. And if everybody went over 13, I'll pick a new number. 13. Scrolling back. Hi, Raul. Raul. Oh my gosh. Look, guys. Look who got Raul got 13. Okay, Raul. Raul, as Denise says. Okay. Dot and Raul. I'm telling you, those two. I know, right, me? Hey, that's what happens. They play all the time. They win a lot, but they play every time. Okay, real quick. Let's see what else. What was I going to do? I showed these other little postcards that I varnished and that we did with little stickers and some gouache last week. So I did varnish those. Let's see. Let's go ahead and cut these up real quick. And then I guess we'll head out. Unless anybody, oh, I did not do any collaging with those papers, the Dina Wakley papers. Let's see. Let's fix the lighting here. Turn the brightness way down. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and cut these down to 4x4. I got a whole stack of 4x4s we can play with on another day. Uh-oh. That one, I messed that one up. Hang on, it got hung up on something. Let me get the scissors. Hang on. That one got hung up on something. Let's just trim that down there. It's probably because it's paint or the ink is still wet. So there's one. Yeah, that's what it is. See, it's a wet spot there. All right, let's go ahead and cut this one down by itself. Throw that one away. Okay. We'll flip through these real quick. Do you have any questions, comments, anything before we go in a minute? Let me know. Don't forget, Janet comes on at 1. Can't wait to see her conspiracy chicken art. Oh my goodness, Janet. Oh, I did get something at Hobby Lobby when I went on Saturday. It was back in the clearance section, but it's not. I'll show y'all. I knew that y'all would like it. It doesn't. It was $1. So, and I don't think there's no candy or anything in it. But Janet, let's see if I can get it to work. It's supposed to poop out candy, but there's no candy in it. But it was for $1. I thought we'll get us another. We'll add to our conspiracy chicken. Okay, so let me flip through these real quick. See, we can add gold to the bronze. Oh, that would be good. Wait a minute. Let me do that real quick here. Let's get out bronze. What's a bronze? A copper color. I'm going to do this real quick because we have time. We're going to add just a little bit of bronze on my finger. Look how that's going to look good with bronze. Get some papers here. Add some copper. Thanks everybody for hanging out. See? Thanks, Terry. Terry, do I have any did I miss any, what do you call it, this weekend? Did you do some, the last thing I saw was your shrimp. The shrimp at the banana party. Have you done anything since then, Terry? I think that was the last one I saw, was the shrimp at the banana party. Have you done any since then? What brand of paint is these? These are Deco Art. This is a Deco Art metallic. These are just craft paints, and the majority of things I do are with craft paints. Although I did with the gold today, I used this heavy body metallic from Hobby Lobby. But most of the time, I'm using Deco Art craft paint for the most part. No, I was busy with other stuff. Okay, Terry. Terry does prompts pretty much every week or every other. I'm going to send you some of these, Terry. I'm going to send you some of these 4x4s to play with. I don't know what you're going to do with them, but since you're so prompt, what do you want to call it? You do all the prompts. I'm going to send you some of these. Let me get my baby wipe, clean my hand off. Let's see. I'm going to send you some 4x4s, Terry. You're welcome. You're always so faithful to participate. Prompt faithful. Yes, Tex. She's prompt faithful. So anyway, yeah, you could add whatever colors. You could add the teal color, or wait a minute. Wait for it. These are Deco Arts too, but look what I got. Shake it up here. I haven't used this in a while. Hope it's still good. Modeled my bracelets. Okay. I did red, white, and blue today for Memorial Day. Hang on. This is a new one. I haven't opened it, so I hope I haven't not used it in so long that it. Let's get the plastic. Hang on. I can't get that. There it goes. It is metallic aquamarine. I don't have a spot there. Let me get another. Hang on. This one's. I need to scrape some of this in the desk journal. Okay, look. It's metallic aquamarine. Let's put some of that on here. Woo! Terry, you're going to get some of these. Look. There we go. See? Metallic aquamarine. TM is asking if you made your bracelets. Probably some of them. Some of them, yes. Some of them, no. Oh, thanks, Devin. I did not see that question. Let me do a couple more of these. Oh, let me show you the bracelets. Some I've made. This. Cameron gave me this. Cameron gave me that. This is, I don't know if, I think that's a Hobby Lobby. probably made this one. This is a necklace that's wrapped around 3 times. Cameron gave me this one from an antique store. This one I made. So, yeah. And I just, I got all kinds of, beads and leftovers, and I just put them together and make some. Sometimes I just buy them, or Cameron finds them at antique stores and gives them to me because that's the way he rolls. All right, so there's a couple. Let me do one more teal. I'll show you one of my little bead boxes. When I get done with beads, I throw them all in and I'll do a paint scrape into what do you call it? Desk journal to use up this. See, look how pretty that is with the teal color. Bye, Tori. I know he is, Devin. All right, and don't forget Devin streams on Wednesdays at 3 Eastern. All right, let's see here. See, after I've done some beading bracelets, and I also use them for junk journal. I'll show you one of my junk journal jewelry. Make junk journal jewelry to hang off the spines of. Let's do a little ASMR. Okay, here, let me show you this one here. See, you can just put them on the backs of your junk journals, or any journal. Doesn't have to be a junk journal, but this one I'm continuously working with my vintage Vikings. So yeah, just hang them off your journals, junk journal jewelry. They're also good if you do December dailies, to hang them off of December dailies, or any kind of Christmas or holiday journals that you do. They're always good for that too. So, all right, there's some for Terry. And let's see. I might color metallics by mixing silver with colors. Yeah, there you go, Brenda. But I got to say, guys, these are like $1. And sometimes you can get them for 90 cents, they're just so inexpensive you just collect them up here and there. You don't have to get them all at once. Tell him, have I ever sent you anything? Tell him if you will send me your address, which I don't share with anybody. I'll send you a little something for your Bible journaling. Here, there's my email. Grab my email, tell him, and I will write you down. You send me your address, and I will send you something I'm going to write down Bible journaling. I'll send you something for your Bible journaling. Okay? You're welcome. All right, I wrote it down, but you got to send me your address. All right, let's see. Anything else? Looking around. Oh, scraping that off. Let's do, I think this should be dry enough. Let's look. Is this dry enough? Let's put a little piece of something between it here just to make sure I'm not going to glue my pages shut. And let's scrape off some of this copper. Let's scrape off the copper and some of the teal. Some regular teal. And there's a little bit of black in there. And the teal. And then later, this can be used for a art journal page. There we go. So you don't waste all of it. I didn't use it all up, but all right. So I'm going to head on out and go fix Hubster and I some lunch. See you at Janet's at 1 Eastern. Hopefully she will show her, well, I know she will, show her conspiracy art that she's working on. And I hope y'all enjoyed today's stream. I'll be back Wednesday. I stream every Monday and Wednesday, 8:30. We usually start 8:45 because I like to say good morning to everybody. But I come on at 8:30 every Monday and Wednesday. I will not be here on I think it's the 8th of June. That whatever that Monday is. Is it the 8th? Where's my phone? That Monday, because Annie and Dan and Logan are going to be in town. Let's see. The 9th. It's the 9th of June. I won't be here the 9th of June. That's a Monday. Okay. But until then, I'll be here. And Karen Schwartz, if you see, I just saw another Karen. Karen Schwartz, if you hear this or somebody sees her, tell her to send her address to me because I have a thank you package for her and I cannot find her address. I know sometimes it's hard to find y'all if y'all go by a different name. I tried, for instance, Keeks. Keeks used to be Fortnite, and I know I have Keeks' address in here. I looked everything in Keeks, and I have hundreds of addresses. Look under every of my 4 pages of K's. Could not find Keeks anywhere. And I said, oh, she used to be Fortnite. So I looked under F's, and I found her. So, when y'all change your names, I may not find you until I write you under. Now she's under K, but I couldn't find her for a while because she was under F. So anyway, but I can't find Karen Schwartz, and I don't know if I filed her wrong or I know. Yes, Karen Schwartz text. I cannot find her address. So if anybody hears from her or sees her, or if you hear this, Karen, and you're lurking, send me your address, please, so I can send you a thank you. She's super chatted me, and if y'all super chat me, I send y'all out thank yous if I can find you. All right, Tex, thanks. All right, guys, y'all have a blessed rest of your day. We'll see you at Janet's at 1, and y'all have a great rest of your Memorial Day, and hug a vet or hug someone that knows someone that needs a hug from a that's lost a vet. All right, guys. Bye.